Alright, so unfortunately I have a huge piece of stock that we have to sacrifice. It's 303, that's all I had on hand for stainless. So, yeah, we're going to do the stock prep, so that means we're going to face it down to 125, like I said, and then we're going to put 2 holes in it, and those will bolt up in the plate up there, and go from there, and oh boy. 450 RPM, 13 inches per minute, 100% with the cut, and 50 thousandths depth of cut. Beautiful. Alright, so we got that little guy done. There you go, that's how it's gonna sit on the plate. Very nice, very nice. Nice piece of sharpness on the edge there. Alright, next. Okay, if I did everything correct, which is, you know, not exactly a possibility, then we might be able to cut this thing. I realized that I have this backside bore on it, so I'm not entirely sure how we're going to locate that for that feature. So yeah, that throws a little wrench in the plans, but not to worry, we'll figure something out. Looks good to me. Yeah, that thing is ripping. Really? Well, let's see what we got. Oh, it's so pretty. Alright, next is a horizontal. Alright, boys, after some fighting on the 132nd end mill for these corners, we got ourselves half of a Lockbar insert. Pretty cool. Hold on, let me clean her up. Oh, yeah. Make sure there's no coolant on the lens. Nice little chamfered front here. Got the bore. Tabs are still here, and we'll check the clamp, see if that'll work. Oh, where's that thing? It's so tiny. That's how I feel when I look in the mirror. Oh man, yeah. So here's our clamp. Oh, that gonna work good. Okay, now in theory the clamp should have enough holding power to hold it down. We'll conjure the tabs away, and we should have the top side of a Lockbar insert, but you know how this stuff goes. Oops, kill the cameraman. Oh yes, a self-clearancing clamp, of course. Oh no, do I have them remake the clamp? Looks like the lead out was a little, what's the word? A little much. Should be okay. Okay, so here is what we got. Not teabag, not teabag. Like I said, I gotta cut a bore on the backside for the bolt. But yeah, not too bad. I'm not sure if it fits. Probably doesn't. Pretty tight tolerance stuff, so let me try to figure out how we're gonna do the backside, and yeah. Alright, so the tentative plan to get the backside up going is we're gonna cut the negative profile and cut a space for the clamp, and go from there. boys, this took me way longer than it should have. But she's in. Alright, let's pour that hole. Alright boys, here we go. Not that tool, but a tool is going to cut a hole in there. And it's going to be good. Oh, that's it? Okay. Yeah, that's the hole. So that hole should fit right there where my thumb is. So we shall see. I'm used to disappointment, so let's just get this over with. Here we have our handle. Here we have our Lockbar insert. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, this way. What did I tell you? I'm used to disappointment. Why you no go in? That would appear what it to be. English? Okay, so as you can see on this one, it ends. But if you can see on this one, or maybe you can't, it doesn't. See, there's stuff in the corners, so let me file it down maybe and see if we can get to work. I actually went inside for 30 minutes because there was this gigantic hornet in this office area. And I was like, no, I'm definitely not staying out here for this. So yeah, now I have no idea what I did with the insert. Sweet. I must have dropped it in my haste to get out of here. Okay, so we have this and the file that I used to clearance the Lockbar. But where's the insert? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I filed it, and we're gonna see if it fits. Oh, she's close. The groove, I mean the bore must be too tiny. Would be my guess, so. Oh, no, there it goes. Oh, now that's a precision fit right there. Let me tell you about that precision fit. Oh, minus this part. Okay. Oh yeah, see, it's being pushed forward and it doesn't fit in that groove too good. Let's get a fastener and see if we can get it to L-fasten. The bolts that I have are actually too short. If this will even work. I have to go sand down these things to get them to work, but they're so tiny I can't hold them, so it's kind of... Well, I successfully made it smaller. Very tiny now. I'm not sure if I cut it short enough. Okay, well, it goes in there. I definitely need some clearance to be built in, though. It's just a little tight. She's a little tight. I gotta file this edge down. Alright, so it's a couple days later. You can tell by the way that it is. I think I was assembling this thing the last scene, so yes. Yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. Great ending. So this is the insert. Hold on, I can't see the camera. Oh, jeez. Hello. Yeah, so this is the insert here installed. I had to file down this edge, but I redesigned it, so put a little more buffer in the handle. And yeah, it actually came out pretty good. I'm using off-the-shelf stainless hardware, and I just took it on the polishing wheel, and I just basically, you know, sanded it down with the polishing wheel. That's exactly what the polishing wheel's for, right? The ball bearing still is pressed into the titanium part of the handle. That's why it's got this gap there. I also adjusted the gap so there won't be that gap, as you can see. Let's see, what else I gotta talk about. So, I have been doing this for a couple weeks, many weeks, probably 9 weeks now I've been working on this thing. And I have not made much progress in the last couple weeks because for some reason the knife wasn't flipping very good. Like, I put it on bearings thinking that was my problem. Like, oh, the washers weren't working too good. And the bearings didn't solve my problem either. And it's pretty strange because, you know, this there's obviously no resistance when you put a dowel pin through the blade. And there's no side-to-side movement. It's pretty tight tolerance on there. So when you put this together like so, without the pivot that I'm using, it slides together really good. Obviously there's no pressure, there's no hardware holding the two handles together. And so I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I'm just not cut out for knife making. But then, I was examining our, oh my god. So, here is our current handle with the new backside design. I actually like the look of it a lot better than the old one. But yeah. So, as I was saying, the pivot goes into these holes, obviously, in the handle. This is obviously the backside. That's all well and good. But something I noticed when I was, you know, examining this, so here's the new style handle. But it actually doesn't matter what style handle we got, because if you put the pivot in, which is oblong with it kind of locks in, you know, that way we can do a logo in there later. If you look, I don't know if you can be able to catch that on camera, but that thing is not straight whatsoever. So it's pretty funny because, well, it's funny to you guys, it's not funny to me. Well, actually it's funny now. It's absolutely hilarious. The pivot obviously sitting in there sideways, so that was causing the abnormal amounts of drag on all my knives that I've been making the last 5 weeks. Because I went back many handle designs, and yeah, all of them are sideways. So this problem has been going on for weeks, as I just said, and yeah, so you could sit here and be mad about the problems you've been having for weeks. I actually thought it had something to do with like the distance between the hardware and the tightness of the screws and the back lanyard spacer. Like I had messed with everything for hours, and of course it probably, I haven't made a new handle yet to correct that sideways issue. But I'm almost certain that is my problem because it's very tight tolerance. If the pivot is sideways and the blade is sandwiched between two handles, well, it obviously is going to bind. And you can actually see it binding on the blade. So the front looks fine because I think the front is that's the part that's closest to the actual bottom of the pivot. So I'm gonna guess that's probably the straightest, if you will. But then if you look on this side, notice the irregular wear pattern of the bearings into the side of the steel. It's deeper on this side than it is on this side, so that obviously would be an indication that things were not straight. But your boy here can't read indications, so yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching my video on lockbar inserts. I know I got off on a little tangent there, but yeah, I'm hoping these things will maybe be ready to sell in a couple weeks now that I got my anodizing setup ready. So I might do a video on some anodizing. That'd be pretty cool. I obviously have a lot of stock to play around with. So yeah, thanks for watching.